when they broke up, I was really sad. I always thought, something might come together with me and him.
No,
I think you need to try it again.
we are live.
Yeah,
anyways.
I feel.
Oh,
Stick it
are
out.
we live? Hey,
We're
guys.
live.
Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, hi. Cool.
Yeah. Hi, internet world. Everybody. I don't know. Are these working? Yeah, it look like they're working.
Are they?
Are we here?
Hey.
Are we there?
As soon as people start hopping on out there in fucking chat land, let us know how we're doing.
Yeah.
We don't test. We don't do testing.
We don't do no.
We really
we're
don't.
a bunch of fucking amateurs,
Yeah.
man.
No.
Raw dog it.
Yeah,
Right.
zero professionalism in this outfit.
Yeah, we don't need all that shit.
Hey, that's overrated.
Yeah,
Facts.
When I start seeing checks, I'll start getting professional.
I know, right?
Till then, the show is free.
Pay me,
Fucking enjoy
motherfucker.
it. We're dope. Whatever.
We have an intro though, don't we?
Uh-uh.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey.
Albuquerque Music Show.
Hey.
I got to push a button.
That's right.
One button.
I'm jealous.
One button.
You know,
Yeah.
to
You're
this
fucking
day,
cut off.
I have not pressed one fucking button. This
You
whole- I've
haven't.
never pressed.
And
At least
don't
not.
slide that over
At
there.
least
Let him-
not on the show. I
Let
haven't.
him push one button. Can you push one button? I don't want to. I want it for him. Do you know what
You know
I
what?
mean?
No, I'm. You know what? I'm okay.
I'm not about his dreams.
Okay. Okay. Well, can I push a button for him?
Go for it.
All right. Which button should I push?
Pick one.
Is it
Pick
dealer's
Not,
choice?
not these. Those are broken.
Those four up top
Yeah.
are broken.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna go with
Nice.
yes.
Good
There you
one.
go.
Good
Yeah.
pick.
It's a classic. You know what I mean?
Off.
Yeah. All right. That was for you, Rob.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You may never get to do that.
Very
but-
kind of you. Yeah, no, probably not.
Everybody knows it.
He's a little anal
Look at these
about-
guys. We got some early birds.
about his buttons.
Hey, I
Hey,
know
what
those
up?
guys.
Hey, I remember those guys.
Yeah.
You sure you remember?
Oh yeah.
It's a blur.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
What's up?
So we have Kyle Aligood
What up?
and Dave Starling
Hey.
on the show with us. Guys, I am so fucking happy to see your beautiful goddamn faces.
Yeah, we're really. This is the first time Dave and I have ever been on this together.
Right.
So-
Is it is.
It's a very exciting time, and this is my third time
I think so.
being on the show.
Or fourth.
Fourth. Again,
Third or fourth.
most important.
I think it's third. Definitely the
I think it's
warmest.
third, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
I really have to tell you guys how this came about. So of course, Kyle, you reached out to me, said, "Hey, got stuff going on, want to be on the show?"
Yeah.
And it was an instant yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was last Wednesday. We were going home, and my girlfriend Shannon and I were talking about the show, and I was like, what can we do different? Is there something that we haven't done yet? And she said, well, why don't you have somebody else on the show? Now, I immediately dismissed it. I was like, no, we're not going to have, fucking, I don't know, for lack of better terms, like imperfading. I'm using that as an example. Not going to bring on a random ass band, to have with Kyle. This doesn't really make sense to me. And then I remembered, you have a show this weekend.
That I do.
And you motherfuckers know each other.
That's true. I
Yeah.
didn't know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I've never seen this man before
we,
in my life.
we were out in the middle of nowhere, and I immediately fucking pulled over and sent these guys a message. Hey, we have to make this happen.
Yeah.
I immediately pulled over. Whenever it was like a fucking epiphany, that I unfortunately immediately shot down. So we have my girlfriend Shannon to thank for you two guys.
That's
No, not that one.
Hang on.
that is excellent. I'm
The
really
epiphany.
glad that she
Yeah.
there we go.
Yes.
I'm really glad that she just did the good wife thing and just like he's wrong on this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And,
Yep.
and just continue to plow through.
She does have a tendency to call my bullshit, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Same thing with my wife.
Us men, we have to be kept in check a little bit. Yeah. Especially when we start running off at the mouth. And then it's like, hey,
Yeah. Now, see, I'm in danger right now because my wife's on night shift. I'm pretty sure she's still asleep. So I've got no fucking guardrails. You know what I mean? I've got no one to text me and be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have said that.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's nothing. So it could go really good. It could be really bad. I don't know. I'm rolling the dice. I'm just happy to be here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you guys.
Yeah, hell
So,
yeah.
David, so whenever you messaged me about like Dave being on,
Right.
I immediately was like figuring out how every single like thing that I say, I'm going to somehow segue back into Dave's show,
Sure.
and we're just going to segue each other to death and
Okay.
see how far we can go with that.
I like it.
You know what I mean? Speaking of things that are dead, there's David's playing a show Saturday night at 926 Bar and Grill with Thunder the Snake, Trial by
Trial by
Stone,
Stone.
Trial by Stone.
and the Flash.
And the Flash Brothers.
Yeah, that one took a minute. In the group chat for the show, like the promoter was just like, does anybody have their contact information? It was just like a big question mark. So like, luckily they do. So I'm looking forward to it because it's like, I have no idea what they're going to be like. That's
Yeah.
going to be fun. I've never seen Thunder the Snake.
Oh.
But people have talked about him before, like a lot,
Oh.
you know? And of course, you know, Trial by Stone. I mean, they've been around for a long time.
Yep.
And so it's just going to be a lot of fun. And, you know, I couldn't do that without it possibly being for the fact that I actually recorded an album with this guy right here.
That's
Absolutely.
right, dude. Segue it.
Segue.
it.
There you go.
Segue it.
Segue.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna see how quick we can get these down into just like a and then also about your show. No, I'm really lucky. I run I manage a studio here in Tallahassee called Gasoline Alley, and over the past I think 5 years I've gotten to record like a ton of bands, and quite a few of them have been on this show, like
A couple.
Ember Fading, Our Final Feud, and
Yep.
and David. So I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so not quite a few,
Yeah.
but 3. You know what I mean?
And 3 is a few.
Substantial.
3 is it's more than a couple. You know
There
what
you
I mean? That's probably how I should say it. Is just more than a couple. But no, I just love it, and I love what you guys do. You know what I mean? Like I really, really do love this podcast because I feel like the Tallahassee music scene at large needed something like this. Do you know what I mean? Like we need an anchor point, we need interest, and you guys totally do that like every week. And I don't always get to watch live, but I generally am always like, I'll go check it out and watch it later. You know what I mean? I love you guys. You guys are fucking awesome.
I appreciate that.
Aw.
You know what else is fucking awesome? Dave.
Dave has a show this weekend.
Subtle.
Saturday.
Yeah.
That's good. I didn't even have to finish that one. See, your mind did the segue, and which is where segues truly lie. You know what I mean? Or on their side if you don't know how to ride one. Like a thing, you know?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
if you don't have anything lined up, I kind of do have a question. We've actually had this conversation before, but it's a cool story. I'm going to ask you to rehash it. I don't remember all of the details. There was a moment in your recording. I can't remember which song it was. I want to say is the Big Jam. There was a time where Kyle stepped in and said, "We need to change."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
can you let's talk about that?
It's actually a perfect story for today because Robbie Robertson just passed away.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
Today.
Today.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Well, so we had like the first weekend set up of the recording sessions for the album. And the goal, of course, was to get drums and hopefully bass down. Like my good friend Connor Vaughn was in, he was able to actually, like, this is when he was living in town, but he was there. He, recorded with us playing bass, and I was just on acoustic in like the isolation booth, And the idea was to be like, it was going to be like Big Mouth Blues, but it was more like a straight cover of like the live version they did. And then Kyle, as we're like opening up the studio and, getting ready to get going and everything, had this to say.
So, okay. I I generally have a problem with doing covers, like with people recording covers. Like, Spotify does that bullshit, the Discover Weekly thing or whatever, and they're constantly trying to pump fucking well-known bands doing covers of other songs, right? And I just can't stand it, just because I think it's a very rare case whenever a well-known band does a cover, or really anybody does a cover of a well-known song, and it even comes close to touching the original. There are definitely exceptions. And one of my favorites is what's the 311 thing? Love Song.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Like, now I think that's a Cure song originally,
It is.
right?
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right. So the Cure song is great.
Yep.
But the 311 version is like equally, if not more, great.
But it's totally a 311 song.
But it's totally a 311 song.
Yes.
Right. That's the key, is that Dave sent me the link to listen to the original song, Big Mouth Blues, and my first reaction, because I'm a little bit hesitant anyway about doing a cover, right? But my first reaction is like, second reaction is like, well, this really doesn't like fit musically with any of the other songs that we're gonna.
Oh, it doesn't jive.
It's just kind of like it's like obviously a little bit left field because it's a cover in the first place, and then you add on top of that the fact that it's just not musically cohesive with the rest of the songs on the record. And so I didn't really know like what to do or anything like that, but I had gotten into I think it was just on Spotify. I decided randomly, like, I want to listen to the band because I fucking love Levon Helm. Like, me being a singing drummer, like, I love Don Henley and I love Levon Helm because they're both like great at it, right? But so I started listening to Cripple Creek, and it kind of like the wires crossed and connected in my brain, and I was like, look, what if we did the cover of Big Mouth Blues, but we did it like the band played it, and then it kind of just melded into the record, and it worked, But I don't think it would have worked nearly as well had we just done the straight cover.
Absolutely.
And I'm not down in cover bands.
Sure.
It's not like that. Like, go out and play live. But I'm saying for recorded material, I think if you're gonna do a cover, you need to find a way not to put your own spin on it, to make it your song.
Yes.
'Cause that's what, like, anytime there's a decent cover that surpasses the original, that's the common thread, is that, like, you can't imagine any other band but them doing this cover, right? And I think, we did. I mean, I really love it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel weird just being like, it's fucking great. It turned out great. Like, I don't feel comfortable saying that, but I do really like it. And, we had a lot of great players on that song. I think everybody that was on the record except Catherine was on that track.
Yeah, it was a giant amalgam of players. You had Holly Riley playing fiddle. You had Pierre Torre, the pedal steel player from Norway.
Yeah.
Who was just amazingly kick-ass with that. Like, I love that lick he does.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, overdriving it with preamp. So, like, we had all this wonderful talent recording it, but, like, there's also, like, so when that happened, we also, as we're doing it, I'm thinking, okay, well, this is a Graham Parsons song. He was good friends with Keith Richards. What if he, in the 70s were to play on this track, recorded by the band? So I'm like, I'm approaching, like, I did open G tuning for like some of the guitar.
Shit.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, well, this is a pretty, like, bitter song. So, like, what's bitter in my mind? So, like, the dual guitar solo thing at the end, that's just a cacophony, is like you're sinking down, if you will.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was more inspired by, like, drive-by truckers and just, like, complete chaos and just off the fucking rails kind of thing,
Yeah, I went back and listened to that song like last week, and I kind of feel like I should have mixed all the crazy sounds up louder, but it wouldn't have been as good. Like, that's the part of me that wants you guys to hear all the random bullshit that like. Okay, on every single record I do, there is some moment where I'm like, all right, let's get like trippy or crazy, or let's have a lot of voices or reverse cymbals or whatever. Like I always want to do that, and I can't really tell you how I do it other than like it usually starts with like one thing that I just kind of like move, and then like an hour later it's like this flow state thing, and I've taken one of my favorites in that is when we recorded that song, it was like the week after the Puddle of Mud guy did that horrible cover of About a Girl.
Yep.
Yeah. So there is at some moments in there like Dave screaming into a microphone his version of Wes Gantlin's of About a Girl. You know what I mean? And you can actually, I think I left it in too. You went, "Who's that friend?" Or no, you went, "Wow, I sound like that Puddle of Mud guy right now." And that's in one speaker, and then immediately in the other speaker you answer with the "Who's that friend?" Shit, dude, that's fucking beautiful. I like cackled over that moment. There's also I don't know if I can. Well, I can say it. They can't take it down now because I can just say I was lying here, and they'll never know. But
This is off the record.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It says it right there above, right here.
Somewhere.
It's fine. It's not on the record, is it? No. Thank you. I rest my case. No, but there's we did gang vocals one night, and gang vocals are always like the most fun to do. They just are, because it's just like you get 4 or 5 people around microphones, and you chant or you do whatever, right? And it was me and Dave and JT.
Yeah, JT Weir. And there is a definite like moment where we all go, "Fuck yeah!" from the Team America World Police. That's in there as well.
Okay.
Like it's there, I promise. I mean, you'll miss it if you don't know it's there. But now that you know it's there,
I've listened to that album a couple of times. Haven't heard it yet. Haven't picked up on that one yet.
Now you will.
it's like a game of
Now I'm gonna be fucking listening for it. So speaking of gang vocals, this was another question that kind of had as a little bit of a sidebar. Before the show, I asked you to send me a few things that you were particularly proud of.
Yeah.
And one of the albums that you sent to me was Northy's Bluey. Right. So I don't remember which song it is, but there is a moment in the song, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a yeah or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And it wasn't one person.
Right.
It sounded like multiple people
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Do you recall what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact song, but it's Bad Seed.
Yes.
Last Seen in Tallahassee. That's it. So like the band Northy, I love those guys. I miss those guys a lot. Like they were like my buddies, you know what I mean? Like they actually my friend Corey Johnson, who runs Alchemy Sound Studios, he was kind of in the middle of moving, and so he didn't have a studio, so the people that he was getting, people were still calling him to record stuff, and he was just sending some people my way, which was like super nice. I fucking love Corey. But Northy was one of those people or bands, and so they came in. We did their first record, which I love, but I always like getting to a second record with a band is always so much better.
Oh, I bet it is,
because you've like built up all of this trust and like understanding, and everyone kind of knows the drill before you get there, so you kind of get to like skip the tutorial.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And when you're in the second record, usually the songs have gotten better, like they're better written, and everybody's playing a little bit better. So with Northy on their first record, we had done some gang vocals, and they all really liked those. But we hadn't done any on the second record at all while we were recording it. And we finally got to the process of recording that song you're talking about, Bad Seed, and they knew they wanted that to be a big gang vocal moment. So for me, the trick for doing gang vocals is you got to like double and triple them.
Okay.
So there's 4 guys, or there were 4 guys in Northie, and I think there's 2 or 3 doubles of that one little moment.
Okay.
And then they're all like panned apart from each other. So that's really like the gang vocal thing. They're like, the part that's so gratifying about doing them is that they're super fucking easy, and it's like a chance for everybody to get out in the room and have like a moment on the mic.
Yes.
I usually do them. I try and save them for like either when shit's getting weird and it's kind of like tough, there's some tension or something's not jiving or whatever. You can fucking do gang vocals and like totally turn the session around.
Absolutely.
Because it's like the most fun thing to do in the world, and it's really fun to record too, because you can feel the energy in the room change, and like studio work's hard, man. I mean, it's a slog. Look, the first 3 hours are almost always great, but when you start getting into like hour 11, hour 12, shit like that, like that's when you can kind of feel that everybody's just like, how the fuck can we get out of here as quickly as possible?
Yep.
It's the thing that they don't show in the music biopics. You know, they just show up to the studio and they've already written "We Will Rock You." You know, they don't show you the fucking 14 hours of just like arguing over the drum pattern. You know,
Or getting wrapped in a blanket.
or getting wrapped in a blanket. Yeah, that's great.
Do you care to expand upon that?
I'll expand on it.
Yes.
So we when we were recording Dave's record, I think we had maybe about half of the vocal tracks kind of recorded, but I wasn't totally feeling them. Like, they didn't sound like Dave to me. They just sounded like a dude that was singing Dave's lyrics, right? And what I discovered through the process of doing Dave's record is that, like, if you got, and I think I've probably talked about this before on here, but if you've got like a sort of more singer-songwriter person, a person who's used to playing the guitar and singing at the same time, like, it's a bad idea to totally separate those things, because
What do you mean?
well, a lot of times in the studio, you know, you want to try and go for like isolation. So you don't want vocals bleeding into the guitar mic and vice versa.
Okay, I see.
So you try and get like them separated. You try and just record the guitar and then just record the vocals. But that artist has never really done that separate. It's
Right.
always together, right? So we kind of discovered that I started with zip ties, or not zip ties, but like twist ties, bread ties, and I would like put like 80 of them together, and then just like walk it out to Dave, and just like, he's out in the main room, just like, hey man, I'm gonna get a couple more vocal takes, but I really need you to just like get these apart for me. It's kind of important. You know what I mean? And it was just to have something to like occupy a part of that person's mind, so they're not really focusing on singing as much. Because to me, that's a mistake. I think if you're going in to sing vocals and you're a singer-songwriter that doesn't just sing, you need something to occupy your brain. But eventually I was just like, you know, what if we just get him to play the guitar? Like, fuck the bread ties. You know, I was trying to be all like cute and creative. And so eventually so what I decided was, well, let's get an electric guitar. Let's get him to play an electric guitar while he's doing the vocal tracks, right? Which worked. That was a great idea, but unfortunately the only guitar that we had in the studio at the time was a Dean double neck. It was like a 12 string.
No.
Right? So
Just
like
a monster of a guitar.
over half of the vocals on that record are cut with Dave like being fucking anchored down out with that humongous 12 string. And it turned out good. But there's one song on the record that's like deeply personal, and it's like
Are we talking Haunted?
Talking about Haunt. Yep.
Well, no.
Was it not
That
Haunt?
one was way easier.
Oh,
This
right.
is Wildfire.
Oh, Jesus
Okay.
Christ. Yeah, that's right.
Also another. That one's not really all that personal though, but that's the problem. It was just like a situation where like, I'm tired of singing the song to a degree. It's like,
You know, the rest of the story is going to make so much less sense to me now. Because I always remembered it being Haunt, because it's like a very sad, you know, personal song. It's a beautiful song. But no, it wasn't.
It really
that.
is.
It was fucking Wildfire.
I hate to dispel this, yeah. No, I just like, no matter bread ties, be it guitar
and
or whatever.
I was curious about that. You talk about isolating the guitars from the vocals. Being a vocalist and a guitarist, you're used to being on stage, doing this at the same time, and now your hands are at your sides. It's like,
What do I do?
yeah,
What do I do? Yeah.
Yeah, vocals are weird because they are easily the most difficult thing to record mentally. So with Dave just wanted to try shit, and Dave was like, "All right." It definitely happened in phases because initially we started out with like guitar and microphone in front of his face. It was fucking fantastic, and I loved it. It's great takes. All of it was fucking perfect. Didn't need to do it again at all.
That's what we went with. Yeah.
Like, I make that point clear. We did not need to do anything else.
absolutely.
Like, Dave was like not happy with his vocal track at all, and he just kept wanting to try things. He's like, "Man, what if I just sing this one?" And like, I'm like, okay, man, that's
And what if I sit?
He's like, "What if we turn the lights down?"
Ooh, turn the
We
lights
got
down.
That's Dave,
Turn
though.
some candles on.
In the studio, we have like our main fluorescent lights, and then we have like some stage cans kind of in the corner. So they're for vibe, So we turned all those on, no lights out in the studio, and then I've got lights in the control room. So like eventually, I'm like, well, I got to turn those off. So basically, what ends up happening is the studio is fucking pitch ass dark, except for these cans, and Dave's still not happy. So he's like, what if I sit down? And that transformed into what if I lay down? And so I'm out there like moving this microphone down so that he can lay flat on his back.
Kyle, you got me getting a little annoyed.
I was.
Yeah.
I was totally fucking annoyed. But that's the thing. That's like producer secret number one, which is like try and keep a positive mental attitude.
Right.
When shit's going fucking sideways. Because then that also went further into Dave wanted to wrap himself up in a blanket, and he had sunglasses on and a hat and everything like that. I took a picture of him. It's I still have a picture of him just like laying in the studio, like he's fucking King Tut trying to record a love song.
Meanwhile, we're talking about like 9 o'clock at night. I had been up I'd been up since 4 that morning. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with insanity on that one.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Yeah, but we went back to the original.
yeah.
with
We
me
did
playing
about
the guitar.
5 takes of. We did 5 floor takes, and I used like a word or two in the comp, so it wasn't totally like pointless. You know what I mean? Like there were a couple of words. Like I honestly think and I don't remember because one of my favorite things to do is try and separate my recording brain from like the mixed brain and try and treat it like 2 different people.
From your what? From your what brain?
Oh, like my recording brain, like in the studio, working with the client, to like my mixed brain.
Okay, I see.
Me and my
Yeah, you'll fuck with the mix later.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So I kind of like to like blindfold myself, sort of, and I don't know what is from what take because in Pro Tools, the program I use, like each comp is just labeled like .01's the first take, .02 and yada yada yada. So like I don't know where the 4 takes are. I don't remember. I just kind of you go through and you sample each moment and you try and find like, all right, what's the best thing for this one spot. So I just roughly guess there's maybe 10 to 15% floor take in the final vocal comp that you hear, but I don't know. I don't like to look because it's not about. I don't. Well, one, I don't want to know. You know what I mean? Like, but 2, it doesn't matter because like if that's what it took to get that one word, then that's exactly what it fucking took to get that one word, and there was no other way to do it, and that's the way it was supposed to happen. So I don't need my analytical mind going like I'm not using any of the floor takes. You know what I mean? Like that's not the point. So vocals are hard. Like when we did our Final Feud record, the couple of things that those guys had sent me before they came to me, like I watched some of their live shows, and Colton, their lead singer, is just fucking wild.
Yes.
Madman.
Yes, he is.
He's like hunched over, and you can see the veins in his
Oh.
neck fucking bulging out.
Oh,
and
I know
everything,
it.
right? And then the stuff that they had sent me, it didn't sound like that. It sounded like he was just standing there, like really, and having like great recording technique, and it was very clean and it was all perfect.
So did you ask him to put on a performance?
I did a little bit later, but the cool thing about the studio that I work at is that we can record everybody live. So like everything you've ever heard me do is like started in some form or fashion with like a live band playing together
Absolutely.
in a room.
Yep.
Like I'm not into like, okay, let's get the drums.
Yeah, let's do the drums
now
first.
Let's get
and
the
then,
bass. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, you guys get the fuck in there and rock. Right? It has to come from this like real group of people. And you can overdub on top of that. Right?
Yep.
Like if you need to do double vocals or there's a minute where somebody fucked up and went left field, sure. Like you can punch them back in, but it has to start with that like live energy, period. So what happened with Colton is I had already kind of planned out this conversation that I was going to have with him in my head. And I'm like, man, I just feel like we haven't really captured your like live energy on record
Absolutely.
yet. And I was like totally ready to have this conversation with him, right? But I try not to do that up first, because I don't want somebody to come right into the studio and be like, hey man, do you know what I don't like about you? You know what I mean? Like I try not to have that energy. And so he just got in the mic in the ISO booth, and Addison and Kai were out in the live room, and everybody was hearing everybody. And it was just like, he got it immediately. He was like, oh no, we're performing live, so I need to be a live singer. So like he would fucking cut the SM7 and just like, like when he did his final vocal tracks, we moved him out of the ISO booth, and I don't think that stand has like recovered. That microphone's recovered. Because I mean, dude, he fucking like he was on it, just total live energy. And I think it translated really well because it sounds like they do live.
Yes,
like
it does.
That same kind of energy into it, and
that track "Toxic"
yeah,
sounds exactly like the live version that I've heard several times now.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no, you know what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Like it's they're each other's equivalent, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, you got to have a kick-ass band to do that, and they certainly
Yes.
are. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's why I was so excited about recording them in the first place, is because I feel like there is I'm totally fucking rambling, you guys.
Please.
Please. I can and will stop at any point.
I am going to pause you. We have some chats.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to point out that Dave has a show this weekend.
I haven't thrown it to you yet. I'm sorry.
It's okay, boo.
Jay, do you want to read a couple questions
Sure.
or go through the chats? I know we got a question or two.
Okay, yeah, Jake's definitely up in here.
Yeah.
You know Jake Bob, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
he
yeah.
plays pedal steel in the band.
Oh, really?
And yep.
Oh, look, an aluminum naked Kramer bass with no frets.
I have an aluminum neck Kramer, but it has frets.
Tammy says, welcome, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Jake says, fun fact, Dave is on the 16th Mountain Dew Tall Boy today.
You really,
You
yeah.
wouldn't-
Dave,
No, it's actually the second one. I've been really good about water because we've been dying out here in
this
this
is my
heat.
second
Yeah, it's-
Mountain Dew.
I swear.
It's
Yeah.
hot. It's
Yeah.
really hot. We have hearts from Tammy. He says, it's been like 6 minutes since there has been a plug for Dave's show or Kyle's studio.
I'm really sorry. I got lost in the sauce.
Get it
Jake.
together,
Sorry.
And then we have Russ.
Air horn.
Yes.
Yes.
We need to
He's-
get him back on the show.
I agree. I
Russell,
agree.
who's cracked out on coffee?
You're just cracked out on coffee and taking weird naps.
Word.
That's a thing. He says he's deep into the Mountain Dew.
Yes.
We got
And
questions.
we
You
have
guys-
questions.
You guys ready for a question?
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready.
all right, Tammy says, what is one band or musician you would love to party with?
I would go. Can I get to pick what age I am when I party with them?
Yes.
Okay.
Why not?
19 years old and Pantera in 1993.
Oh, that's a good one.
But now 35, I would want to party with like current Pearl Jam because it feels like we would just do psychedelics and hang out and chill, which I feel like I can handle now. But, like I could not fucking hang with Pantera in '93 at this age. And, you know what I mean? I'd just be like, I would like to go home now. Like
it's bedtime.
Yeah,
I get that. What you got?
Okay, easy. That is always gonna be like if it was younger and I can hang. The 72 touring party for the Rolling Stones because they fucking blew up a goddamn equipment van.
There you go,
in Canada.
Yeah.
Like, well, they didn't. Somebody blew it up. I mean,
You're
it was just fucking wild.
Allegedly, yeah.
But
Who knew heroin
maybe
was
it's
explosive?
Yeah.
now,
that could be.
nowadays, like Sans drinking Dave, like I am now, probably maybe the current Rolling Stones because they're all about checking out art galleries or something. It'll always be interesting.
They'd just be taking naps and shit, man.
Dude,
Right.
I'm down with the nap.
Matt
Have you been?
Lockus
Right.
comes on at 8 o'clock. You gotta
Be eating the early bird special at Old Times Country Buffet with the Rolling Stones.
Going to show
Can you
these.
pass me some peas, Dave? Like, be good.
Oh, that's hilarious. So our next question is if you opened a store, what would you sell and what would be its name?
What would I sell? Well, it'd have to be something that I'm like interested in because this is my store that I'm running. So
Right.
it couldn't be like something that I don't absolutely love. Maybe like a PetSmart style store, but exclusively for cats. Like not catering to any other animal, just cats. Very
Nice.
small. And it would be
I knew it.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew it.
I love it.
That's right.
I have no. I'm just gonna go with Dave's Lotto store because like everybody went fucking nuts for Mega Millions recently, right?
Something
Yeah.
like that.
That's true.
Somebody did in Florida.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was somebody.
I know, right? Somebody that I know.
But nonetheless, I would just be like, we got a lotto machine, an ATM, and this cash register. Bring it.
Yeah.
Come on.
You could move to Hawaii and open up like a fire hose store.
Yeah.
Too soon?
There we go.
Yeah. No, it's on fire right now.
That's all right.
Can't be too soon if it's actually happening right now. You know?
Right.
Like, need more. Jake needs more segues.
Need more
More
segues.
segues.
Segoose.
I had to Google how to spell segue the other day. And,
It's like 90% of my Google history.
no, if you actually type in like segue like that, like
Yeah.
Jake is spelling it, like you get 2 Google search results,
Oh, I'm about to do it.
which is like the Segway, like the weird
Michael.
motorized
Yeah.
thing, and then you get like Segway like definition, right? And I just really think that the inventor and maker
You're
of the Segway motorized thing is like really fucking pleased with himself. You know what I mean? Like that you knocked an actual goddamn word down a peg. That you can't talk about one without talking about the other now. Hopefully the person who was like, it would be a good word, segue, is dead. Because I think that like them being alive now to be like, they're doing what to my word? Like it's like a fucking scooter, but it's not a scooter. And you could follow. I don't fucking want to be on this planet anymore.
You gotta wear a little helmet. What the
This
fuck?
is bullshit. So Dave, you are playing this show Saturday night, August 12th at 926 Bar and Grill.
That's true.
There you go, Jake. There's your segue.
Ta-da!
It really wasn't a segue. I just fucking.
There goes up his mouth.
Hey!
Hey!
There we go.
So you are playing with like a full band now.
Yeah.
So who's in your band, and how are things going with rehearsals and everything like that?
You want to run a podcast?
I would love to run a podcast, but I have no time, and I feel like I'd be really into it for about a month. And then, like, I don't see how you guys keep doing it. It's like I really, really fucking admire you guys for like just you're consistent, and it's always great. So, anyway, thank you, David.
Yes. Band. Okay. So, right offhand, we have Jake, who's in the chat up in here. Jake Bop, he plays pedal steel, and he's also going to be playing guitar, flipping back and forth a little bit. So like, this is going to be a lot of fun. And then we have Forrest Lee. Forrest plays bass. He's a phenomenal guitarist as well. But like,
He's such a great dude too.
yeah, he's amazing. Like, I just love him. Same thing. We got Seth Kane, who is our drummer. He is from Pelham, Georgia.
Nice.
Which, by the way, there's something I got to talk to you about with him, because they used to play in the Flint River Band.
Yep.
At different times.
Yep.
He drummed. Seth drummed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So there's a thing I got to talk to him about that. Anyway.
Excellent.
But fantastic drummer. Can't wait to bust him out on the stage. And finally, we have Emily Pritchard, Dr. Emily Pritchard, who is with the College of Medicine at FSU.
Wow.
Like freaking, like way high smart. Like talking to the Mayo Clinic about like, hey, come partner with us and give us money, kind of, level. And then she just like is like, yeah, I'll play on the show. And I'm like, great, cool. So it's going to be a fantastic time. Rehearsals have been going, really good. We've, tightened up his band. It's going to be a lot of fun. We get to turn up. Jake's a big proponent of turning up, and I'm all about that now, because like when you start feeling the amplifier shake the stage like this, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm with it.
How was it for you, like translating the live stuff from the recorded versions that like we did?
I mean, that's a valid question. I mean, most of it was already there in like iterations of like playing with my previous band and stuff. Just changing up the styles a little bit. I mean, the thing is, like, sometimes it's like, oh shit, it would be really nice to like have like a 12-string accent here or something like that. But like, it's like Down and Dirty Rock. You just have to do it.
Yes.
And then if you don't have all the materials to make it happen, play it louder.
Yes.
Have fun with it.
Oh yeah.
Turn this one goes to 11.
Are you guys doing Lady Mondegreen at the show?
Not this show. So, despite the fact that like Emily and Forrest, that's their favorite song to play in the group and everything, which we have yet to name. That's not my name. And we threw out a couple of names out there. They're convinced something about Denim Darlings, and it just breaks my heart a little bit. David Starling and the Denim Darlings, and I'm like, no. But it, kind of thinking about like all the bands on the bill, like having a really slow number just seems like probably a great way to get people to walk out, So
Well, you guys aren't playing like.
I'm not telling you what to do,
you're not.
but I don't advise it. Yeah, having a
slow number in the middle of like,
because you're playing with a very, very loud rock band and a very loud reggae punk ska band.
Bingo.
Yeah, and none of us know about the Flash Brothers yet, so they're the.
What if they're a loud acoustic duo?
Yeah, dude.
Hey.
I'm about this.
That would tickle my little pink asshole.
Oh God. Well, now we know that. If that question's on Jeopardy, I'm fucking gonna nail it now.
and I actually say that with sincerity. I love acoustic music, so yeah. If it's a acoustic rock band, man, I'm all about it. Yeah.
I get that.
Puts me right to sleep.
Days of the New.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, snooze.
Snooze on Days of the New.
Snooze.
They've got that one good song.
Nighty night.
Really, really solid. But
Touch, Feel, and Stand.
Yeah. Fucking,
And they had one more hit. I can't think of the other one though. Yeah.
yeah, that's
that
yeah.
good?
That's the point.
Yeah,
That good. Yeah.
yeah. It. Well, the reason I asked about Lady Mondegreen is because Dave's the only person I've ever seen do this, and maybe I just haven't seen enough people. But like when we recorded Lady Mondegreen, you were in the. It was just Dave and I for like the first weekend of the record. I think Connor came in a little bit, but it was mostly just like me playing the drums and Dave in the ISO booth, and it's kind of dark in there. Like you can't really see what's going on. Like you get the general idea of like there being a human being in the ISO booth, but it's not like you could easily identify them, right? So Lady Mondegreen has like a big nasty key change right in the middle of the song, and I think where are you capoed at when the song starts?
I'm like on first capo.
First capo.
Yeah. So it's like an F, and then it modulates up to G.
What? You're actually moving the capo mid-song?
Yes.
Yeah, which is hilarious to see me try to do that. Sometimes live because
Yeah.
there's all sorts of chaos that can happen, and I've definitely sent it flying on an
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like the there's a big drum fill like right before that key change happens, just to give Dave enough time. And he did this. This is not me. He built this into the song. It's like, hey, look, I need you to do like a big ass drum fill right here because like I need a minute to like move my capo.
Absolutely.
Now, I mean, when we actually did like the final guitar tracks, we would like stop and then move the capo and tune the guitar and do all that shit and then start again.
But you're studio and nobody's watching it.
Right.
Yeah.
We can get away with that. We get away with a lot of stuff.
I mean, I did that whole organ sweep where it was just like this, like a cat.
Oh, yeah. Organ Day was fun. Organ Day is always
I like
fun.
Organ Day. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally get not wanting to, like, it's not the right show for that song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, that's like, I'm going to play Han, I mean, just let me bum everybody out right now.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Hardcore.
It's me, Dave. And just
Where's the rug?
Yeah.
I would
need
enjoy
my
it.
blanket.
Being a fan of the song myself, I would enjoy it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But there will be plenty of opportunities.
Sure.
Some of which are being discussed-ish now for like some near future shows. And hopefully like we'll be able to like flex a muscle in the different way. Like, because we started off middle of the road, like kind of just like the album sounds,
Yep.
just with an electric guitar, not acoustic. But like now this one's going to be a little bit more like loud as shit. Which also that's the band name I'm still jockeying for, is like Loud Ass Country Band.
David Starling's Loud Ass
cool.
Country Band Review.
Yeah. But like also like approach it where we're doing acoustic sets and everything's more chill and like have a little bit of range in there and just have fun with it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I am again just really looking forward to it. You played an acoustic set a week or two after you were on the show, and I like fucking swore that I was gonna be there. I got dog fucking sick, man. That was
a rough time. Yeah. That was right when it was getting cold and like all that shit. And to be honest with you, it was a weird show.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I mean, it was great. I mean, working with Jesse Potts was great. I really enjoyed playing that show. Jeffrey Martin was the guy who was out of town. He's from Oregon. He's great. It was really fun, like seeing him perform and talking with him after the show. But I'm fairly certain this was like, it was at a very nondescript building.
Yep.
And there was a stage set up toward like one side of the room like this, right? And it's like this, and there's seating all around, or like big area, and it's like, is there a stripper pole spot right there? Like, because like this feels like a strip club.
Yeah.
And it was a bottle club. So it's like you had to be a member, right? And it's like, I think something's going on here, but it was still nice. The owner loved us.
Awesome.
Just questionable shit.
Just a little bit questionable.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like a streak of blood in the bathroom.
Well, that's the only thing that makes sense so far.
Right?
That's the one detail of this story. I'm like, that tracks.
Very interesting. But it was a lot of fun. Awesome. That was really good.
We have a few more comments if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna leave off at right here.
I'm sorry. I'm not aware of any shows going on August 12th at 926.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Jake Smith, would you comment and tell me what the fuck is going on in your
Please
profile
elaborate.
picture, man? Because
Yeah.
like I keep looking at it and I can't unsee it. It's not bad. I just need to know the story. That would be cool for me.
Any local studios to record at?
I don't even know what a studio is.
Never been to one.
Do they show art? What's going on?
Do they show art?
Good. Chuck, I'll call you. You're going to love this shit.
And then we have Mason.
That's right.
Woo!
He says, plug that show all you want. All day.
Under the snake.
So that show that's happening
Which show?
or
The
not
one
happening?
on August 12th featuring David Starling
At
and
926.
Under the Snake and
Travel.
Trouble.
Straba and
The
Blast
Blast
Brothers.
Brothers.
at 926.
Yes.
What?
God, if this show was hypothetically happening, what time would it hypothetically be starting?
Probably
Doors
around
at
8 o'clock.
8:30. The
8:30.
door starts at 9.
Oh.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
Sorry,
incredible.
8 o'clock
I
is when I
haven't
need
heard
it.
about that.
Sounds like a good time.
Bring your ID.
That is
I
fucking
Bring
believe
your
it's $8 21 and up and $10 for 21 down.
Wow.
18
So-
and younger needs an adult to accompany them. I do believe.
God,
If it was
if,
to happen.
hypothetically, if it was right, I
If
understand.
I looked into it like I was actually going to go to this show.
So I actually have a question for you guys. So you told the story how you brought went on Reddit and found Peter for
Pierre.
Pierre, yeah.
I'm sorry, Pierre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it got us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were calling him per tour because we were up there
For a
and as
long
fuck.
time.
And you recruited him via Reddit, and he is from
The Netherlands?
the Netherlands,
Norway.
right, Norwegian.
Mm.
And I remember you telling me that he sent you the tracks, right?
Yeah.
So Kyle, how did that work? How was there any challenges there having the tracks sent to you instead of play it in house?
Mm.
How'd that work out?
If Pierre wasn't as talented as he is, it would have been difficult. But the thing is like, I could just give him, like, we got his name fucked up because it's spelled PER space TORE. And we're like
Couture?
Pierre Tour, but we were just calling him Per Tour, Per Tour,
Right.
or Buddy Per Tour from Nuremberg. You know, we did that for a long time, just amongst ourselves, right? And we would just email back and forth, and I was always really tripped up about, like, okay, if my whole name is Kyle Aligood, if you emailed me and you knew me, you would just say, "Hey Kyle, what's up?"
Right.
But I wasn't sure if that's how his name worked, like, because it's Per Tour and then Gresseth is his last name, right? So I didn't know the email etiquette for a long time, and I would just, like, try out different versions to see if he ever said anything. So it'd be like, "What
Don't
up,
call me
Per?"
that.
You know what I mean? Or, like, I'd go with Mr. Gresseth a lot. Anyway, we
Big
found
T.
out. Big T. What up? Yeah.
Yeah, we were calling him Petey at one point.
Petey. I liked Petey. That was a
Petey
good era.
Pablo,
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Petey Gresson.
That was right
That sounds-
before we found out that we had just been fucking butchering this dude's name for like a year.
Oh.
But anyway,
Holy shit, a year.
yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
well,
I mean,
because-
it took a long time to
Yeah.
do that record.
Yeah.
Here's a big scary secret, kids. Don't do a fucking record unless you've got like a year and a half of your life to spend. Just do an EP, do a 6-pack,
Call it done.
call it a day. Don't do records. They're a lot of work. I'm not saying it's not rewarding, but it's like a thing. It's an experience. Making an entire 11, 12 song record is a whole thing. So with Pierre, I almost called him fucking Per again, like a kitty. But with Pierre, it was really easy because I could just give him like a general idea of like what we thought the song should do. You know, I do that or Dave would do that. And he would send us back, I think, 2 or 3 takes, like whole takes all the way through. And
For options.
yeah, and then we'd go through and comp them. Same thing like we were talking about with the vocals earlier, where, you know, you take pieces and move them around. So the cool thing that we did is that he sent us just the DI track. So when you have a pedal steel, it works just like a guitar that you get a cable you got to plug into it.
Right.
Usually then it goes to volume pedal, reverb, and then an amp. So since since I wanted the whole record to sound like it was recorded in the same room,
It does.
we got him because it actually was. That was the cool, like. Yeah. So what we did is we got him to send us just the DI track. I think it was post volume pedal. I'm not sure.
Yes.
But then I, brought that track into Pro Tools, just the DI. We sent it back out of the computer into one of my tube preamps.
No fucking way.
For like grit. And then it went to a bass amp head. And then it went out to a bass amp cab that we then mic'd with, I think it's an SM57 and a fathead, a ribbon mic. And then we had room mics as well. So it was like we got the sound of him actually being like in the same room where we had done the drums and everything else, right?
That's fucking amazing.
It really did turn out cool. Like totally, that's one of my favorite things on that record is just, the pedal steel. Because, dude, that's the biggest secret is that like if you want to have a great sounding recording, then you record people that sound great. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, and he's fucking phenomenal. Like, no one gets that kind of sound. Well, I mean, great pedal steel players do, but it's one of the most difficult instruments to play.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's fucking rocket science.
I play guitar myself, but I wouldn't have a fucking clue.
Yeah, it's like, right. What am I doing now? Oh my god!
Yeah. There's way too many pedals.
Yeah.
Because I think you have like 2 or 3 on each leg, right? Like if you're sitting at the table, there's like pedals underneath the table that you move.
Oh,
out
levers!
with
Yeah.
Levers.
Usually, it's like your standard is going to be a 10-string with 4 knee levers, 3 pedals. And then you got your volume pedal. So like you're like doing a combo of the 3 pedals or like single at a time.
Yeah.
Or just playing it straight. And then you have like the knee levers that you work with. And then on top of all that, you got the slide that does not have frets, of course.
Right.
So you got to be like rock solid on the frets you want to do, or like specifically like accent notes and go over or under and slide around. It's like,
yeah,
fuck me.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite country artists is a guy named Junior Brown. He plays, or until very recently, played basically a double neck guitar, telly up top, and a steel guitar, the second neck. Well, he made a new version of it. He wanted to have the levers and everything like you would a traditional pedal steel. Thank you. But he stands,
Yeah, I've seen videos of him playing, but it's freaking nuts.
So he created a lever for his fucking forearm to be able to control the lever with his goddamn forearm while he's playing.
And what does the lever do?
So the lever generally, I think all the levers pitch up particular strings on the pedal steel by like a half step or a whole step.
It's like certain strings will actually, I think
It's-
in the knee levers detune it, like it'll drop it.
Okay.
And
It's,
then the
it's a
pedals
very
will
intricate
raise.
whammy bar.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there are simplified versions of
Whoever
like
invented that, it's just like fucking showing off.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Check
totally.
Check this out.
yeah.
They took like a lap steel, which like even that like originated, I think, in like Hawaii, and then they brought it over to the States, and that's how it got into country music, like California way.
Absolutely.
And then like basically they invented speed for truckers. And then musicians started taking it, and they're like, you know what I can do? Let me fix this up.
My knees
Let me
ain't
fix
doing
this up.
shit.
I wanted to do this. I know what I can do.
Yeah, my knees are suspiciously not busy.
My calf muscle feels like playing
Yeah,
something.
exactly. What if I gave him a task? It does seem like it's one of those things where there are simpler ways of playing it that I think are better in some ways because they make the instrument more accessible for more people. And there's like a definite suspicious lack of pedal steel in music these days. And I think that it's not because people don't love it. I think it's because it's fucking really hard to find someone who can like do it professionally.
So Jake, who plays in our band now, he told me about this rule, which is that, you know, if like a player's dying or if he dies, they will, like, you know, like if they know about it in advance, they'll like more or less tap you on the shoulder and it's like, it's you now. Here's my steal, in order to like kind of keep it going. And Jake, feel free to comment about that, and we'll read about that. But he was telling me about that. It was very interesting. That's how, actually, I think he got into it. Is what he was telling me.
Wow.
Somebody was just like, "Yeah, I'm kind of passing on. Here's my steal."
Yeah,
Wow.
You know,
that's fucking rad.
That is pretty cool.
but like it's very inaccessible instrument as far as learning goes, and the cost, I think, is another factor too. But like people still love it.
So we do have this hypothetical show that's happening on Saturday. Something's coming up.
Yeah,
Does
We're doing a thing.
anybody want to like have a little taste of what you can hear? You know?
Do we have some?
I mean, it's
snippets?
hypothetical.
Do we have a hypothetical taste?
We do.
That's a good question.
I love a good taste.
Yeah,
I love hypothetical
Of
tasting.
hypothetical.
It's
hypothetical.
Oh, it worked. That's a slow, sad white guy song.
It's all the flavor
Which-
of a regular tasting with none of the calories.
Let's run everybody's emotions
So
out there.
imagine this was salt, right?
There
A little bit of spice on it.
you go.
You plan on playing the song?
Well, not this one. Just because it's another slower song. I'm trying to write upbeat songs. I'm really sorry, guys.
Yeah. You got to get this shit on YouTube so I can steal it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah. We tried another one, but it didn't work out. Oh well.
So you want to hear a little bit of Dave?
I do.
Yeah.
Let's
You
play
want-
Dave.
You want
Oh.
to count it in, Kyle?
No, because you're just going to interrupt.
Church bells are ringing, but whom I do not know. And in my head they are screaming for the capture of my soul. It used to be so simple to stand outside the fire, but the winds of change have set to flames the life I had acquired. Well, one thing I have learned is how hard and fast we fall when money's making cowards of us all. Record players turning against the grasp of time. In my king-size coffin, I swim between the lines to keep the needle sailing on a sea of wax and rhyme. As my mind explores the evermore, the lesser of my crimes. It's hard to rest at night with the answers that I draw. That money's making cowards of us all. Well, I used to stand up straight, now I'm feeling 1 foot tall. Money's making cowards of us all. Future, she is waiting with the patience of a stone. If I open up this house, I could never be alone. And all the suffering that she carries, she will share with you and me. Maybe if you're lucky, then you can learn to see. You can't take it when you go, and your number they will call. Money's making cowards of us all. Oh, one thing that I know is how hard and fast you fall when money's making cowards of us all. Oh, I'm giving up the ghost that you'll ever think to call. Money's making cowards of us all. And I try to write this song as I'm losing my resolve.
And we're back.
Hey, we're back.
And we're back.
Ta-da!
So the hypothetical song, yeah, it's like somebody cut onions in here. Like,
Told them to leave those fucking onions off my sandwich.
The song that you guys just heard is something that Dave and I recorded. Like, that's the first thing Dave and I ever recorded together. And Dave will absolutely not be playing that song this Saturday night
at the hypothetical
at
show.
the hypothetical show.
Yeah.
No bummers.
No bummers.
No bummers.
So
all up, all crazy.
I have a question for you guys because whenever we first started, you guys were talking about covers.
Yeah.
So what is the worst cover? Like just
Ooh.
the number one song that you
Hey,
hate
there's
to
a
hear
good question.
covered. Like
Killing in
if I hear zombies one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like I can't do it.
I was gonna do that one live tonight.
Better pick a different one.
There's just like a race to the bottom for me. Like there's so many fucking terrible ones. It's hard to name which is the worst or which I enjoy the least.
Anything zombies.
I
hate that fucking song.
I'm gonna
Oh
think it.
God, Mary Jane's Last Dance. I'm
Oh,
really
God,
sorry.
yeah.
I mean, great song.
Yeah.
If it weren't like overplayed on
Yeah.
the radio already to
Yeah.
the point where you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But then you get out there and then like you just hear it like a million times, and like pretty much everything by, anything blues band covers like drive me
Yeah.
nuts. Like I will walk out hardcore. Like that's my thing.
There was a cover band that was in New York. I can't remember their name because they really sucked. They like really fucking sucked. I
Shout
can't.
out really fucking sucks.
Yeah,
Shout out to you
really,
guys,
yeah.
man. Hope you're holding out.
Yeah, so you know what's so bad is I know that they're going to watch this because they had emailed and I don't know how they got my personal
Well,
email
now
address.
They know that you're talking. Nice
Oh, I don't
words
give a shit if they know I'm
against
talking about them because I told them I didn't want them on the show because I didn't like their music. But
Suck, bruh.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Oh, hey.
coming in hard.
Just saying.
I love it.
I'm just saying.
What you said was fucking forget about
Hey, fucking forget about it. Hey, get out of here.
it. Fucking driving here, huh?
There's a fucking universe where you're on this show. It's not this universe, but good luck.
Like-
Go fuck yourself.
I can't. I'm trying my best to remember the name. I really can't remember their name. It was something just as equally dumb.
Jade wants
as
to
their
fucking
sound.
trash these guys.
I really
right
do.
now.
So-
I can't
She's like,
stand
I'm
them.
gonna go.
I have two that I think are worth mentioning. Post Malone did like a acoustic set of a lot of grunge songs, and I genuinely like Post Malone as a person, right?
Yeah.
I kind of like his music,
Yeah.
kind of, right?
Right.
But his singing voice,
Right.
not my thing.
Yeah.
Face tattoos, man.
Yeah.
Give him a break.
It is way too much vibrato.
Ooh.
See, I wouldn't even know.
So I've got two. One is Fred Durst's cover of Behind Blue Eyes.
Bro, come on.
Dude, that's the worst fucking shit I've ever heard in my life.
Come on.
God, damn, please don't make me listen to that ever fucking again. And,
Well, we just happen to have load it up.
and then
Want to count us in?
No, I will agree with you. The little breakdown. That thing.
Yeah.
the say and speak part.
Yeah,
Mm,
they
the
should
say and
have
speak
left
part.
that out.
It was Edmonton. Shout out Edmonton in New York.
Yeah.
I don't like you guys.
And kind of what's the other?
It's God, it was a Skinner song that somebody covered. Oh no! Good Times, Bad Times by fucking Godsmack. What the hell were you guys thinking?
Yeah.
You can be Zeppelin fans, and being a Zeppelin fan is great, but don't, look, the band that wrote and performs Voodoo has absolutely no reason to need to do a cover version of a Zeppelin song.
Yep.
It's not, you're not even going to come close to the original. So what are we even doing here? Are you trying to cash in? Are you just trying to show your love for Zeppelin? Because if you're going to do that, then do it in a stadium in front of 80,000 people who are going to fucking lose their minds.
Here's how you show your love for Zeppelin. You cover their song and then just tell the world that is your song. You wrote it.
Yeah. Easy
You just
peasy.
straight up steal it.
Steal it.
And then Zeppelin's like, that's my shit. I did it.
I
I dig
will
it.
give Zeppelin credit in that I was saying the thing earlier about how that if you're going to do a cover, at least make it your own.
Yep.
And I will say they did that. You know what I mean? Like they
called it.
They
Yeah.
stole a lot of shit, but
Edmonton
no
did.
one else could do it.
Sorry.
So, as I am on the record of everyone knowing, I am a huge Metallica fan.
Yeah.
And they are notorious for the covers.
Yeah.
And I think all their covers are much better.
Yeah, I like
maybe not turn the page,
Yeah, it's questionable.
but again, they put their own spin.
totally.
Like
yeah.
every Metallica cover is a fucking Metallica song.
Well, I think wasn't Whiskey in a Jar?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's like kind of definitively now really more associated with Metallica than
Absolutely.
anything else, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
that whole album was fucking awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
I still go back and listen to it.
Yes.
I got a good weird
Huge
one for
fan
you.
of Garage Inc.
Yeah.
Primus doing Have a Cigar.
Oh, cool. Yes.
You heard that one?
Yes. That
I
shit.
haven't.
Well, I know, like,
that whole
yeah,
that whole
Les
fucking
Claypool
album.
and like
I
all the
haven't.
various bands he's been like doing, like the Prog Brigade.
Yeah.
Like they've been
Purple
covering
Onion.
like Pink Floyd for a long time.
Yeah.
And like the last time I thought about that was when I was actually like listening actively to Pink Floyd, of course. But see, that's a good question though. What Pink Floyd album?
Oh, The Wall. I mean,
The wall.
It's kind of where it's at.
Yeah.
Dark Side of the Moon.
I mean, but it's again like,
I like
if
The
you
Wall.
have to, if there's a band where there's 2 or more albums that you have to debate,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
like, that's great.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There is one Zeppelin cover that's absolutely fucking phenomenal, and it's Tool doing No Quarter.
Oh,
Have you guys
yes.
ever seen No Quarter?
Excuse
Yes.
me?
Yeah,
I
dude.
have not heard that.
That
Yes.
shit rocks.
Never
It
heard
is
it.
fantastic.
It is really
because, Again, I mean, they kind of made it their own, less so than a lot of the other people on that, I've kind of brought up. But there's something about like No Quarter was kind of already a Tool song in a way.
It's
I
kind of tripped
think.
Like Proto
Yeah.
Tool.
Yeah, and it just all kind of like layers together in this really, really nice way that's actually satisfying to listen to, and you want to go back and listen to it more and more and more.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing to do with the Zeppelin song. Any of those like classic tracks. I was actually talking to a friend of mine the other day. We've been working together on a record, and the artist wanted to do a cover of a Beatles song. And we're like, oh man, this is going to be hard, because it's like, if we're going to go out and we're going to really do that, we got to figure out how to like make it totally fit with the rest of the record, one,
Right.
and 2, be like good enough. It's so hard to do. I think there are like little fluke bands that happens with sometimes. Like I think a great example is Alien Ant Farm, the Michael
Smooth
Jackson
Criminal.
Criminal,
Yes.
right?
That's cool, Jam.
Yeah, But I think, from what I understand, that grew out of them just like dicking around live on stage, and people were kind of like, "Oh, this is kind of amazing," you know what I mean? And now on the flip side, I think it sort of like fucked up their trajectory as a band and career, because that's what they're known for. And they have some pretty solid songs on the record that is on. I know there's at least one other that could have been like a hit.
Oh wow!
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I haven't thought about that song in a long time.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's a few bands that have had hit fucking covers. Cyndi Lauper, Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
That's right.
Quiet Riot, Come On Feel the Noise.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, kind of a parody when it started out, and then turned into this huge monster that, you know, you can't, I mean, you got no control over it. That's what your people want to hear now, is you to go out and play Come On Feel the Noise.
Right.
Radiohead kind of did that with Creep. Even though that's not a cover, it's their original song, but it was supposed to be like making fun of Nirvana and grunge and everything like that. And it's like one of their, if not their biggest hit ever.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
I only recently heard a Radiohead song that I'd never heard before.
Which one?
I don't remember the name of the song, unfortunately. It was on satellite radio.
Is it Creep?
I don't know. I'm just guessing. Was it Radiohead doing a cover of Creep?
No, it was one of Radiohead's original songs. The point I'm getting at is Radiohead is very much so known for Creep and like one other song. And I heard...
Oh, Karma Police.
That may have been it.
That's the other.
That was on the very first
That
Now
was-
This
yes,
Is Music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the point I'm making is like, holy shit, I've never fucking heard another Radiohead song in mainstream media. It was, I may be streaming it or something of that nature.
Man, to me, there's like two definitive Radiohead records that you should, check out if you want to dig into their discography. One of them is obviously OK Computer.
Right.
Like that. I mean, the A side's a little uneven, but like once you get to like No Alarms, like the fucking record just like steps in the gas and does not let up at all. I mean, it's not like big aggressive. It's Radiohead.
Yeah.
And then what's the one that shit?
I guess they won't be playing with
Is
Slayer
Russ still
anytime.
in the chat? Russ, what's the other Radiohead album?
Then you had Kid A.
Not Kid A.
Then you had
It's the one before OK Computer.
well, there was Pablo Honey.
Maybe it's Pablo Honey.
That was
It's the one with the crash test dummy on the cover.
the Bends.
The Bends.
Yeah.
That's it.
There we go.
That's another, like, to me, the Bends and OK Computer, to get in, like, to dig into there. I mean, there's a good song on, like, every record, I think. But anyway, I really like those two. I super recommend. Yep. Thank you, Russ.
Russ says the Bends.
Yeah, and
Kyle,
Red Buzz is
I just
pretty
had
good,
a thought, and I really don't mean to change the subject.
Did you hear there was a show this Saturday night?
There is a
1964.
show. Indeed, there is. That's not where I was going, though. You're very much so the Rick Rubin of Tallahassee.
Oh God! Don't fucking say that. I'm leaving.
That's offensive.
Nice work, Rob.
I like,
No,
You're kind of
I'm
a
not.
fuckface.
No, I'm not. It's not that. I'm just not worthy of that.
well,
That's
okay.
all,
The reason
at
I
all.
say that is, you're not just a fucking metal producer. You're really covering the spectrum. And-
Yeah. Well, I think we talked about it before, that I am just a great lover of good songs, regardless of whether it's, no matter the genre. So I'll record just about anything as long as I like it. You know what I mean? Like, that's my only thing. If there's, well, the thing that I say is that, like, the studio and my work is basically built on three pillars. One of them's obviously like rock and metal. The other is like acoustic country and, alt country, I guess is what they're kind of calling it now. And then gospel music. Like, those three things, like, I got all into, and they're totally what holds us up. And I just think, I think it's a good thing. I think it's good to have variety. But, I just grew up in a sort of strange way, like coming from this whole, like, my dad was in bluegrass bands, and, that was like my first intro into music. So when all of my other friends were talking about all this other music that they were hearing on the radio at that time, I was like, yeah, but can I play you this like Ralph Stanley song? Like
Right.
just fucking proud as fuck, 8 years old, dropping the needle on some Ralph Stanley, and then being totally decimated by my friends because it's fucking bluegrass.
Right.
So, nobody's gonna like be all like, cool, man, I can't believe you opened my eyes to this new sonic opportunity. They're gonna be like, fucking hear what Kyle listens to.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah, so fucking nerd.
Get your grass hat and get the fuck out.
Yeah, exactly. So I love songs. I love good songs, and that's like my only prerequisite for anything that I record. So yeah, I'm definitely into multiple things, not just one thing, and it's kind of good and kind of bad because what generally happens is I'll go and have stretches of like one style of music, and then I start jonesing for like one of the others.
Absolutely.
Like I'm kind of like, man, I've done like 2 rock records now. I'd really love to get an alt country record in. Then that will happen for a little while, and then I'm like, fuck, I haven't had any gospel people in a while, and that's usually when the metal people come back because they don't fuck around. They don't wait. But it's nice to kind of hopscotch. It is a little weird because I have to take a minute and like sort of like reset myself because I have to be different things for each band because some bands, they need you to like totally fucking get in the arrangement and be like, look, this first verse is great, second verse is not working. Some bands don't want that. Some bands just were like, no, this is how second verse is. We're not, so I need to be a different thing for those people. And it's always kind of a little bit of a, okay, I got to remember like what I'm here for. And I got to remember that I'm here to like help this artist realize their vision. And sometimes that means getting into the songs, and sometimes that means like fucking no click track, just press record and let it roll. Make sure you don't fuck up the recording part of it. But yeah, it is nice to be like out in multiple genres. I think I could probably get better in one thing if I just stayed in one thing. You know what I mean? I probably could be better at metal or better at gospel or whatever if I just stayed and I only.
But what's the fun of that?
It's not. It's zero fun at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that's really kind, but I'm not gonna be able to like sleep at night for a while because I'm just like, like it. I don't feel worthy at all. And Ruben's the man. He has a new book that's fucking fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a really strange guy though.
That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't really mean to compare you to him, but it's a very soft comparison.
I get that.
Yeah.
He started out like Def Jam and
Exactly.
and bringing. See, the cool thing that I really admire about him is that I heard him on a podcast talking about like those early days of him hearing like what passed for rap music that was being put out, and then he would like go to actual clubs where there was a DJ and a person rapping, and he was like, well, that shit over there is nothing like this. This fucking kicks ass. You know what I mean? So he like took what was great about, again, live music and got that into a recorded format, and now every single rap artist that you hear owes like a huge debt to Ruben for like taking it out of the clubs or seeing that like, look, you guys need a guy. You guys need a guy to like take what's great about this and get it out.
Yes.
Right.
And he totally fucking did that. And I mean, he wasn't the only one. I mean, it was the whole Def Jam like crew. So.
Right.
I was watching a documentary on the making of Jay-Z's, I want to say it was the Black Album, and they were recording 99 Problems, and the intro, how it's Jay-Z a cappella, if you're having girls problems, son, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
That a cappella part was Rick Rubin's idea.
Yeah.
They showed him say, what if you did this a cappella, and they went in and just fucking nailed it. It is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved, there was a story about he's produced like a lot of my favorite records. When like the first rock records that I was really into were produced by Rick Rubin and mixed by Andy Wallace. And Andy Wallace is the guy who mixed Nevermind. That was his big thing that kind of broke him. But he also, before that, he mixed Slayer.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
If you look at his discography, it is massive.
It's nuts. I'm trying to get like Andy Wallace only because he charges $10,000 per mix,
Jesus
per
Christ.
song. $10,000.
God damn.
Fucking fantastic. So he produced one of the records that he produced in Andy Wallace mix was Toxicity.
Yes.
System of a Down
Yep.
record, right? And they were Serge was stuck on the bridge, I think. Yeah,
I know where you're going. Yes.
And they were kind of chilling at Rick Rubin's house, and Rick was like, "Why don't you just look in a book?
Open the Bible."
You know what I mean? And he was looking through, and he found this the self-righteous suicide, all that part.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then like that's what's on the record.
That's
now.
the lyric.
And I do really admire, like, I like feeling okay. So like I said, I have to be a bunch of different people, or I have to be different for different people. And the favorite person of mine that I like being is not being the one to like suggest a new idea, but being the one who like helps another person find the right idea.
Absolutely.
Like being the facilitator and kind of like helping just get the person out of this sort of mental rut almost, and then just helping them get to a point where like they figured it out. Like that's way more gratifying to me. Because it's like watching an idea being born.
Definitely.
And it's there is definitely a measure of guilt that I feel when I like go back and listen to records that I've done, and I'm like, that was a me line, or you know what I mean? Because it's just like
I made him do this.
Right? Yeah. I watched the last time our Final Feud was on here. Colton was talking about like we were in the studio and he took a nap or something. And then he came back and like the song was totally different or something like that. I almost commented then, but I have to say publicly now, like that's why you don't fucking fall asleep.
Nah.
No, he needed a nap, and he did give me a directive before, which was just make it awesome.
Okay.
So
Hey.
You followed the instructions.
he liked it. So
Yeah.
I guess we're okay. But it is funny to watch everybody come back in bleary-eyed and kind of like, oh man, what the fuck? What happened?
What'd you do?
What did I do? Yeah, And if you're wondering, yourself, like, how to get yourself in a position of like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? There's a show this Saturday night.
Yes.
926 Bar and Grill featuring David Starling, Trial by Stone.
And Thunder the Snake.
Thunder the Snake.
And the Flash Brothers.
Hey.
Yeah, man, it's going to be fantastic.
We just fucking hit the bingo here. We got
Yeah.
them all.
It's going great. Yeah.
That's right. Doors at 8:30.
Sit,
Starts at 9.
Yeah. I feel I've rambled for too long and I'm exposed.
This has been great.
It has been great.
I do have an important question for you guys. It needs to be asked.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Rob, you want to read this one?
Sure. So, if you could, would you go to outer space?
All right, I'll start.
Dave's
so
like,
I'm
I've been
a
waiting
big
for
Star
this.
Trek guy.
Okay.
Like,
Wait a minute. All right. Let's get it straight here. Which one?
well,
Which is your favorite?
original series.
Okay.
Next Generation, I'm like, okay,
Okay.
I can get behind this. But Deep Space Nine,
Okay.
that's my fucking jam.
Okay.
But the point is, like, in a theoretical world of like, we've been doing this for a while, not this. Hey, SpaceX, the same fucking crazy guy that just took over Twitter and just like ran that in the ground. He's gonna provide the lander for you to get down on the moon.
Yeah.
No, I'm good right now, but like, maybe in another life, we'll see.
Right.
I would, fuck yes, I would be right there.
You were quick to answer. You said yes,
Well,
and now you're thinking about it.
no, I don't know. I mean, I think if I was given the opportunity, I'd definitely have to like think about it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, think about the profile picture. No, I think I would. I think I would if someone gave me the chance. I think I would. Although, all right, I'm a little more hesitant now after the fucking submarine thing. You know what I mean? Like, because I just feel like, you know, what do they call it? Adventure capitalism is like kind of, I don't know, man. I don't want to go. I would want to go like with like real deal like NASA. Like if it was 1990, let's see, when was Challenger?
That was 84.
When was Columbia? That was like
2003.
So 1997, I would go up on the shuttle in 97, I think. You know what I mean? When I was like 9, it would have been real fun.
So check this out. Aliens, come down.
Yep.
Because now that the government has said, yeah, it's fine. Fucking talk about it, whatever.
Yeah.
They come down. They say, look, we're taking you for 5 years. You can't speak to anybody. Everybody's just like fucking like your toast.
Right.
We're taking you for 5 years. We'll drop you off later. Are you going right there?
Yes.
You get 10 seconds.
Do I like get anything when I get back?
No,
You know what I
just-
mean? Like
yeah.
any more knowledge
You
about
get
the universe or
experience.
anything like that?
Yeah.
But no one will believe me when I come back.
Probably not.
Right.
No.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
We'll even do it fucking fire in the sky style, like 5 days.
Oh, God. I don't want to do it fire in the sky style.
Just
That
five.
scene
Just
scared
5
the
days.
shit out of me. Do you know that the abduction scene in Fire in the Sky is
Oh, yeah.
like the most? I used to love to play it for my friends when we were like really stoned. Like it was a lot of fun. We're like, hey man, have you ever seen this movie Fire
Yeah.
in the Sky? Because it's just so chill for the whole time, psychological kind of like intellectual thriller kind of thing, and then out of nowhere, the most terrifying alien abduction like alien experiment scene that has ever been committed to film.
And then they just drop them off. Here
And
you
they're
go,
just
buddy.
like, cool, man. See you later, bud.
Deuces. Sorry
Yeah,
about
exactly.
the butthole thing.
Yeah,
Just
like,
fucking with you guys.
exactly. Like fist bump and send them on their way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Here's a nickel. Call your brother.
No, if it's Fire in the Sky style, hell no. No. Well, okay, so the real story, the Fire in the Sky, though, it was much like more chill.
Yeah.
It was like that he got to go up on the bridge and, you know, they were telling him about like, well, this is this galaxy and right. That would actually be kind of cool, I think.
Yeah, you know Hollywood.
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
garbage.
Yeah, it's like I really love this movie, but it just doesn't like scare the shit out of me enough. You know what I mean? Like, what if we just fucking turned it up to 11 for about 5 minutes, and then just went back to a solid 3 for the rest of the film?
I think his crew had a worse time because they were being interrogated by the cops and all that shit. Like, what'd you do with the body?
Oh, true.
Where'd Travis go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm telling you, big fucking flashlight in the air, sucked him up.
man, no one would be safe for my wife if I disappeared. Like, she would move fucking hell, like itself, to like try and find out what the fuck had happened to me. So, just for all of you guys, no. You know what I mean? Like
Look at you being considerate.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look out for humanity, as always. Got my tarot read the other day, and again, it came up that if I'm not careful, I'll become a supervillain. So I got to wield this power responsibly.
I can confirm that
Spider-Man
actually.
Yeah,
You know, I just showed you. I could confirm.
yeah. It's always a danger.
See, and I thought
Sure.
about that. I would send out a mass text real quick.
Yeah.
And I'd just say, BRB, LOL.
Yeah.
And I'd fucking be gone. I'd be gone for half a decade. And I would just show up with this big brain on me. Be like, oh, yeah, Orion in there. What else you got?
So Kyle, let's cut the shit. So you're trying to take over the world. So are you putting in like, you know, subliminal verses in your recordings?
Oh my God, I have to tell you guys about this. All right, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Nice.
All right. So, you know, there's that famous story of in Stairway to Heaven, if you play the if there's a bus over your hedgerow, right? Yeah, that if you play it backwards, it says like, here's to you, my sweet Satan, the one who gave us 666.
Fuck yes.
You know,
Yeah.
He took us to his little tool shed where he made us suffer, sad Satan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's exactly what it says. I'm sorry.
No shit.
I'm really upset.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Dolly Parton recorded an almost one-for-one version of Stairway to Heaven, and I haven't done it yet, but I am going to fucking reverse the shit out of that and see if I can get Dolly Parton to say that same thing. I'm pretty sure it will, because like her phrasing is very similar to Plant, and all the words are still the same. So technically, you should be able to reverse Dolly Parton and get her to incite the or incant the old magic. It'd be great.
Speaking of shitty covers, she covered Collective Souls.
Oh,
Shine.
God.
And
Oh, God.
look, I love Dolly Parton for who she is.
I want to get high with her.
Maybe I'm not a
Fine.
huge
I
fan
really
of her
do.
music, but it's not good.
Well, dude, I know where you're coming from. 'Cause
Yeah.
the Stairway thing wasn't good either.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It was very much like, why are we doing this? This is exactly the same. But I remember the whole thing was she was nominated to be inducted into the Rock and Roll
And
Hall of
fucking
Fame.
declined it.
Yeah.
And I think the whole, as far as I know, she was like, okay, well, if I'm going to be inducted, I need to do a rock album.
No.
Was that
Right.
not what happened?
Oh well, no. I'm sorry. I was saying no to the thought process.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I kind of like respect. I kind of respect like her being like, no, you know, I'm not really a rock person, but you know, I'm
But
gonna go out
there
and do
are
it.
other non-rock artists in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I guess my thing is, or my understanding is, yeah, it's called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
yeah.
but it's not exclusive to rock music.
And I think truly she was the only one that took any kind of like, had any sort of problem being inducted. You know what I mean? I think everyone else saw that and was like, oh, fuck yeah, okay,
Yeah.
great, yeah, let's do it.
You know where Dolly Parton won't be? She won't be at the show at Saturday at 926.
unfortunately.
Cowhouse presents a local band showcase featuring Tallahassee's own Thunder the Snake, Trial by Stone, Rebel Sound, David Starling, and the Flask Brothers. Saturday, August 12th, 2023 at 926 Bar and Grill, 926 West Sark Street, Tallahassee, Florida. Doors open at 8:30, show at 9. $8 over 21, $10 under 21. 18 plus, under 18 allowed with parent or guardian. Bring your parent or guardian. Advance sale tickets only. On sale where Kyle can't fucking read. Online Saturday, August 12th.
Well done.
Woo!
Well done.
All right, final question. Then we will allow you guys to leave.
Okay.
Kyle got really excited about
Like,
that.
yay.
It's like, finally, I've been here for 3 days. They fed me pancakes under the door.
With LSD.
You ain't got no pancake mix.
What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten at a show or practice?
Or practice. I can't say what I want to say.
Sure. Go for it.
Strangest thing.
Now you have to say it.
No, I refuse.
Right.
This won't be.
Right.
I don't know, Dave. You go. I don't know.
There was one time a long time ago, back when I was drinking,
In a galaxy far, far away.
in a very, very far away, further down West Tennessee Street,
Yeah.
where we had a practice, but like I brought my Weber grill with me, and I was fucked. Like we all got fucked up on like Evan Williams, you know, like Jack
Yeah.
Daniels, like shitty cousin.
Yeah.
It was really bad. Like I was just
Like
all
an
I
ankle
remember was
bracelet.
like taking tongs and being like, I had an entire like roast, like just
Hot
on the
roast.
grill.
Yeah.
We just went right around the corner to Walmart, grabbed one, and I was like, yeah, stick that bad. Look at that bad boy. And I just drop it on the ground.
No.
Pepper.
And so
Yeah, exactly. Flavor.
West
It's
Tennessee
seasoning.
pepper.
later, after everybody left, I just like chopped off a little bit of the part that was not on the ground. And I was just like,
Seems fine.
this seems like a waste.
Yeah.
I'll taste it and then just know that maybe it was on its way to goodness. But yeah, this is one of the many reasons I don't drink anymore. One of the many.
All right. I remembered the strangest thing.
Okay.
So when I was 17 or 18, one of the first bands that I was in was like a parody band, basically like Weird Al Yankovic. We had this whole bit. We would wear costumes, and my character was named Elmer. And you know, I had this like blonde wig that would cover up my whole face, and I'd wear suspenders, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like it was fucking weird. But we would do like parody covers of like all the popular songs of the day, and it was just a weird fucking band. But it was a perfect band for me at 19 because we could be as weird as we wanted to be, and it like totally fit like the trope of like our little subgenre, right? So we played a lot of weird shows in a lot of weird places. Like I remember one show, somebody hired us, but they didn't know who we were.
Uh,
They didn't know like what we did at fucking all. And I had my first truck was a 79 F100 Ford pickup, long bed, single cab. And there was like 5 of us in the band. And this truck was like a total piece of shit. It was great. It had no mufflers. Like,
Perfect.
It was great. It was, I mean, and I'm not saying that somebody straight piped it. I mean, the mufflers rusted off of it. You know what I mean? Like, it was, oh, dude, it was fucking, I love that truck so much. But, so for that show, we just piled all our shit. We didn't even break the drums down. We were just like tossing all the shit in the back of the truck.
Here's a kick drum with a pedal.
5 of us piled up in the cab of this thing, and we just rolled up to these people's house, like just came hauling ass in the backyard, tires squealing, jump out, set everything up really quick, play our set while like we were just gawked at for like 45 minutes. It was beautiful. I fucking loved it. So beyond that show, somehow we knew a radio DJ in Dothan, Alabama, and they were doing this. Yeah, they were doing this. Someplace, and these people were doing it on the roof of the fucking Baskin Robbins, like on the circle. And somehow they were like, "Hey, do you guys want to come play on the roof of this Baskin Robbins live on the radio?" And we're like, "Fucking, of course we do." You know?
Hell yeah.
And they're like, "Well, look, we probably can't pay you any money." I'm like, "Fuck it," you know what I mean? Like, you got some food or something there? Like, yeah, we got food. We'll feed you, whatever, right? We were 19, we needed it, right? Yeah. So they didn't have any stairs, but to get up on the roof, what they had is a scissor lift, right? So we were like piling all of our shit on a scissor lift, and then like one of us would get raised up and we passed the stuff over until we had like our whole band set up on the roof of Baskin Robbins. Played the show, was awful, really weird. I don't know why we did that, other than just to say that, you know, we like played on the roof of a Baskin Robbins. And so afterwards, we're like, "Hey, where's the food or whatever?" And they're like, "Oh, we have a dude that's like smoking whole Boston butts, and we were just gonna give you guys a Boston butt." And we're 19, and I mean, I think even now, if I went somewhere and somebody just gave me a Boston butt to eat, I don't have any fucking implements or like napkins or anything in the car, you know.
Fucking going savage mode.
Yeah, and that's what we did. We're still on the roof with this one hot ass, like just off of the grill Boston butt, and we had the
You take a bite and I'll take a bite.
Yeah, dude, we were just like feral, like hunched over, like eating like little bits of the Boston butt off, and it was 3 of us like around one thing. And I think even on the radio, they were just like, "And now the band is like eating like wild feral children around a
Like
dying
a pack of
wildebeest."
zombies in a chest cavity.
Dude, totally. So that's the
Children of the Corn.
that was easily the weirdest thing I ever ate at the show. It was just like, here's a whole Boston butt. We don't have forks. Fuck off.
No knives.
You know what I mean? Like, we got nothing. So I think that's
awesome.
it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'll never play on the roof of a Baskin Robbins again.
That's a legit question. Was it tasty?
It was good as fuck. It was really good. It was hot. It was hot.
Was it the best butt you ate that night?
Yeah, I was single, so yeah. Yeah. That was all we had. Surprisingly, me being in that band, couldn't get a date. It was weird.
No shit. Damn.
I thought it.
Fucking thing. I thought I was for sure. Like, that's why I got into this gig in the first place.
I mean, everybody knows the steps. Baskin Robbins, Madison Square Garden.
Yep. That's how it works.
I thought it was pretty clear. I got the fucking
Sometimes you have to wedge a hot topic in there.
Oh, yeah.
I would have played a hot topic. I really always wanted to play there's really only one place in my life that I could have played at, and I didn't get to, and that was Floyd's. I wanted to play at Floyd's so bad.
I got to
Yeah.
play
Fun
at Floyd's
spot.
one time,
Yeah.
and just
I miss it.
being on that stage and knowing all those fucking people
Right.
that had been on it, I caught a little tear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you know, it was like a cornerstone of music here in town. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And I remember coming up in bands, and I remember it being like the goal. You know what I mean? I remember
Absolutely.
it being like, we got to get better, we got to play, we got to be really good so we can go play at Floyd's. And I don't, I don't know if it's just because I'm older now, but I don't know if there's like if that's still happening.
There is a venue there, but I mean, it's not.
Yeah, it's not
Right,
Floyd's.
it's like a dance club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a college club now.
I played Floyd 6 times, and every fucking time I was worried about my amp working. I
Yeah,
was rolling that fucking Ampeg SVT Pro 2 through their parking lot.
Oh
I
yeah.
could hear the tubes rattling, and I was
Oh.
like, son of a bitch. So I was brought a backup Behringer, but yeah,
I was always afraid
Yeah.
of falling through the stage.
yeah.
It felt kind of rickety.
At
Yeah.
150 pounds, I never had that problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was about 180 at the time, believe it or not.
I've seen the video, son. We'll go over that later. But no, it was a fun joint. Yeah, green room was sticky.
Yeah.
I hung out in the merch booth all the time.
And the bathrooms were fucking nasty.
Oh yeah,
Oh God.
perfect. Perfect.
I didn't know
for
they
the
had
I miss-
bathrooms.
I miss
That's
Floyd's,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Daddy's
Oh,
worse. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Oh,
did.
dude,
How
no,
many babies were
you.
born in Big Daddies?
Oh God, yeah.
The worst bathroom that I ever saw in Tallahassee, and I'm calling it out right now, is Atmosphere in like 2012. There was a door on the women's restroom. There was a door on the men's
Yeah.
restroom, and then at some point somebody got mad and fucking kicked it or whatever, and like
Stupid fucking door.
it was gone. Oh man, I'll never forget
Good,
that one. Actually, last time Russ and I were on here, we talked about Hangar 18, that
Yeah.
like, trailer park that we played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That bathroom was also unsurprisingly pretty fucked up. It was not ideal. I remember they had like one of those old school like 80s fans, and you could smoke in there. And so like the fan was like yellow and had like this like fungus of cigarette smoke.
Oh,
growing
God.
on it. It was like, you know what I mean? Like I don't even want to take my dick out in this. Like I can't fucking, you know what I mean? I'll keep you safe, buddy. We'll go out.
Look away.
Yeah,
Look
dude,
away.
don't look at it. Okay, buddy, it's fine. Yeah. Good times.
Guys, I appreciate you both coming on. Tons of respect.
Yeah.
Both of yous.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
You guys.
the show that is going on,
The
the hypothetical show for Saturday.
I got,
Saturday.
I got a surprise. It's actually real. It
What?
Really is happening.
Oh,
Whoa.
plot twist.
Plot twist.
No, honestly, like that's going to be a fucking great show.
Yeah.
I know that I don't think any of us know Flask Brothers, but like you guys know Dave, you know Thunder the Snake, you know Trial by Stone.
Yep.
And like those kind of shows where you have like that much talent stacked,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah,
You
no.
know what I mean? Like, and Legacy's a fucking great place. They have
Yes.
like worked their asses off to make that place fucking cool. I mean, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, if
Oh, yeah.
if you go and don't have a good time, it ain't nobody's fault but you. You know what I mean?
It's at 926.
926. Yes,
There we
yes. Sorry.
But Legacy too.
Legacy 2?
Legacy 2.
Yeah.
926 is awesome. Do you
Yeah.
remember when it was Rehab?
Yes. I saw Norma Jean there at Rehab.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was that was crazy. The mosh pit was so big we had to stand on the booths up against the wall that they had right there. We had to stand on that because the mosh pit was so bad. And I had to pee really bad, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm going through because I got to pee really bad. And there was no other way.
I thought you were gonna say,
But-
"Fuck it, I'm gonna pee on all these people."
I thought about it. I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it. But they had the Irish pub, and after Norma Jean's set, they just kind of walked off the stage and went into the Irish pub. And I had gone over there to get a drink because I wasn't going to wait in the line. So I went over there to get a drink, and I saw them all come in, and I was like, "Hey, that's Norma Jean!" And then everybody was chanting encore, and you could see them all sitting there going, "What are we doing?" You know, hey, like they were talking amongst themselves, and then they're like, one of them went, "Fuck it," and then they just went back through the doors and played another song, and I'm like, "That's pretty cool."
Fuck it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it was pretty cool.
And
that was a good place.
Is Dwayne running sound for you guys?
Yeah,
Dude,
probably.
He's one of the best sound dudes in town.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I fucking love that guy.
Yeah.
He, when we were doing YCS, like, we were playing, goddamn, I don't remember where it was, but he just came in Dwayne Dungy just came in and he yelled it. He's like, "You guys are weird as fuck, but you're great." And then, like, he in that moment, like, he earned my undying respect. The other thing that he did was Northy, the band we were talking about earlier. They played a show at 926 and it was fucking huge. Like, I didn't really know that like that many people liked Northy until I went to that show at 926 and Dwayne was running sound, so it sounded fucking fabulous. But I was surprised. I'm like, okay, I guess this is good. These guys are doing great, you know. But the one thing that I really like about Dwayne is whenever Northy ended, he was like on stage, like, "All right, guys, come on, let's get moving." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't fuck around with set change, and like with a multi-band bill, you can't have like a ton of dead air, and so not only is Dwayne like a great sound guy, but he helps facilitate a really fun experience.
And I feel like everybody that's on the show are all professionals.
Yeah.
You know, Dave, yourself, of course, included in that statement. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a really fun show.
Yeah, it doesn't happen all the time. I better fucking go.
Yeah.
Have we plugged it enough?
Yeah.
The hypothetical show you're talking about?
Hypothetical now real show.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm a little confused. Who's playing? Where's it at? And when is it?
I got this. I've so fucking got this. And I'm not gonna fuck it up this time. I promise.
Speaking to the mic.
Okay, centering myself. This Saturday night at 926 Bar and Grill, get ready for a new musical extravaganza featuring Trial by Stone. And then Trial by Stone, they come and start playing their song, and then then it does like a little and then like Thunder the Snake, and then like Thunder the Snake, then they start playing, you know what I mean? And then like another radio sweep happens, and then David's sad song comes on.
Everybody cries a little bit.
Everybody cries a little bit, and the Flask Brothers.
Texas Step
and
Dad.
we really, you know, that could be anything, but I'm sure it's going to be good.
It's a mystery box.
This Saturday night, August 12th, 2023, 926 Bar and Grill, 926 West Tharp Street, Tallahassee, Florida. Doors are at 8. Fucking get your asses there. It's going to be a fantastic show.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Thank you guys for
Thanks,
coming.
guys.
Well, thank you.
Fuck yes.
It was awesome.
Thank you, guys.
All righty. We're going to do a little something different.
Let's do it.
Oh, God.
All right. So I'm going to hit this outro, and then, Kyle, I'm going to ask you a question. And if you feel like answering it, we're going to come back.
Okay.
And I'll hit the outro again. So you motherfuckers stay tuned for the end. Let's see what happens. Rob, count us out.
1.
No.
And we're back. All right. See you guys later. Good night, everybody.